crafty people, this is Ellen with Gina K Designs. Today I'm coming to you today and we're going to be making a birthday card, and I'm using Gina K products. I just wanted to go through that quickly with you. This is actually the largest rectangle from the Master Layouts 8 and it makes a perfect shadow layer behind this frame. So let me show that to you. So basically I cut the rectangle from this die, and then I used the Gina K Designs Lattice Embossing Folder to emboss that. And then I cut the frame from Master Layouts 20, and that is this. And so I'm going to put this over here, and it is a perfect shadow layer, just a little bit. This is going to be a 5x7 card, so I'm going to put that on there. I have a panel cut for the inside, and that is at 4x6. Put in there. The frame was cut out of the Wild Wisteria. I just love this color, it's so pretty. And I'm going to be using the hand-picked flowers bundle. We're going to stamp this out, and we're going to use the matching stencils for that. So here's the stamp set. So beautiful. So I have the panel cut for that. I have my Gina K sticky mat so we can do the stenciling. And then this particular stamp set is kind of a sister set to Delicate Flowers. This was in the Sunny Days card kit a while back. But you can see that it's the same style. And I really loved this birthday greetings on here. So we'll see. We might use that, or I have a couple other ones that are an option. We shall see. For inks today, I'm using the Lilac Trio, the Wild Wisteria, and the Spruce Trio to do the stenciling. So basically what I want to do is I want to stencil and cut out this piece, and I want to put it behind the frame and pop up the frame so you have the florals kind of floating almost in there. So that's the plan for that. I'm going to get started with the stenciling. First we need to stamp this out. Let me just get out my Misty for that. Since this is such a large stamp, I wanted to use the Misty and make sure I got a really good image from that. And I haven't used this stamp before, so I'm just rubbing my hand on there, and it gets off the factory residue, and it helps get a better image. Oh, look how pretty that is. I'll give one more inking to make sure we're good to go. Alright, I'll clean this up and we'll get on to the stenciling. Alright, if you've never used a sticky mat before, they come with a like an acetate plastic sheet on top to keep them so they don't get dust on them. So you want to peel that off. And this surface is similar to like if you have a Cricut, you know, it's kind of tacky but not too sticky, so it won't rip your paper or anything like that. But alright, and then this sticks right to that, so you don't have to hold your paper and hold all that, do all that kind of stuff. So the first one is the one in the middle, and the trick is always lining these up, right? And then once you find it, you kind of lock into place. Since this is not a layering stencil, I'm going to add some shading as I go. Okay. Since this is quite a large stamp and stencil also, I think what I'm going to do is I will just go through and stencil it and speed it up for you so that you don't have to wait through all of it. And then I will meet you on the other side. Look at that. That's so gorgeous. So the cool thing about, you know, even if your stencil is only a one layer kind of stencil, you can still, by adding other shades, you can add a lot of depth on there. So I just want to give you a tip too for peeling this off. Just give it a little bend and it'll come off, and then you can pull that right off. As far as the mat goes, I didn't really get it dirty today, but you can just use some water on it. Just wipe that off, and then you would put the plastic film back on there for storage. Okay, and then I just want to give you a quick tip too for your stencils. So if you've never seen this before, so what you want to do is get, I have rubbing alcohol in a repurposed bottle, and you just put your stencil down, spray the alcohol on it, and it wipes up beautifully. It is dry already. You don't have to wait and wash it in the sink and then wait for it to dry and all that business. And it will get off you know, even reds and purples and things like that. See, so there are lots of purple one. Alright, so that's a quick tip for you. I find that's the easiest way. And you might have noticed too while I was doing the stenciling that I was bringing in a paper towel. This is really such an easy way in between colors to just clean your brushes. I've never washed these. You just take a cloth or a paper towel and just rub it on the paper towel, and the extra ink will come right off. So no problem there. Alright, so we have that all set. We're done with our stenciling. And these are the Gina K brushes. These are the standard ones, and then these are the detail brushes, which I love. And I just stick a little piece of washi tape on there so I know which colors are whiches for that. So put that away. Alright, so let's get this cut out. Alright, I cut this down a little bit just so I could fit it on this the mat for my mini Empress. So, and I like that it's magnetic, very strong magnetic. I'll try to get this lined up the best I can. It's hard when it's such a big image. Alright, I think we're good with that. Alright, so if you've never seen this before, this is a mini Empress. So you plug it in, hit the power button, and then you have to hit the run button, which I always forget, but then you just put it in. Let's see how we did. And I used pretty thick paper on this, so hooray! Alright. And this I like too because it cuts out the middles, so you even get that extra detail. Okay. Alright, let's bring the pieces back. So I wanted to have it kind of like this, and then we'll pop it so it'll be floating. I think what I'll do first is I'll actually glue this to the frame, and then we can put the foam on. Glue, glue, glue. Where did you go? And we missed a little piece. All right. Like this. this one really wants to go on the other side. Alright. I'm just going to tape this here really quick so I know where I want to put the glue. Alright, so I'll put a block on that, and let's get out all of our accoutrements. We need some foam squares, we need some foam tape, we need all the foam, all the foams. I think the tricky thing for me is not getting stabbed by my scissors that I just threw. Sorry, is staying on the road, as I call it, of this frame path here. No off-roading allowed. And this is just the Big Mama foam tape from Simon's Stamp, and it just adds nice, just a little oomph. And this will also help to hold all those pieces on too. Okay. And then we can use this same, I'm just going to use these just to put behind and give this support. All right. So basically this will kind of look like it's floating a little bit, which will look really cool. All right, now we gotta get all of these backs off and get this glued onto here. I'm just gonna use my vinyl weeding tool to do that. Okay, I just added a little glue to give me just a little bit of wiggle room in case I need to pick this back up. Moment of truth. Ah. All right. Hooray. It looks good. I think I'm going to give a little trim, a little haircut, because the top is a little longer than the other sides. But other than that, hooray, hooray. There. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so now we need to do the sentiment. And let's see. Yeah, I like this birthday greetings. I kind of just... Oh, we could put that up there too. Oh, I kind of like that white space. Well, let's stamp it and cut it out, and then see where we end up. Alright, so I did stamp out the birthday greetings, and I did take that from the Delicate Flowers, which is kind of the sister set to the one that was for this. And I knew there was no way I was going to be able to get foam behind there, so I cut out 2 extra layers and just glued them behind. And what we can do, I'd put this here, and I think I do like it up there, so we will go with that. Let's glue this on. Okay, so we'll get that going. Alright, here's the card base. And I did also take one of these flower sprays off of the Delicate Flowers and just put this in for my inside, so it carries the theme, you know, from the outside to the inside of the card. So that'll be nice, and then I can stamp later on another greeting, or just leave it the way that it is. I'm going to put this in with temporary adhesive so we can see what it looks like. And once I fill it out, I will put it in with more permanent tape. It looks so pretty. So now we got to get this on the front. I'm just going to use my tape runner. Luckily with this embossing folder, there's a lot of flat, so it should be all right. I find it's hard with the bigger cards to line things up. It's hard to see so far. I don't know if that makes any sense. Alright, that is better. So, here is our beautiful birthday card for the day. And so we have our stenciling, we have our embossing folder, our stamping, and we have our beautiful frame and all that good stuff. And then inside for our message. I will list everything that I used today in the description box, as well as the measurements. And I do have affiliate links. Come join me over on Facebook. I post cards, videos, any crafty sales I come across, so that's a good resource to you. Come look at me over on my new blog. It's very exciting times. And check out some of my past projects on there. And I think that is it. Actually, no, there's one more thing. If you enjoyed today, I would love to have you as a subscriber. If you could go ahead and hit that button, I would be very, very happy to have you join our little crafty family. Alright, now I'm done. Alright, until next time, like, subscribe, and all that jazz, and have an amazing day. Bye-bye. Here are a couple more videos I thought you might like. Thanks so much for watching.